the Jaguars' Fred Taylor bring you highlights and analysis from today's game. Jaguars Postgame is brought to you by Baptist Health, Farah and Farah, and by Everbank. Now, to get things started, here's JP Shadrick.
Welcome in. It's Jaguars Postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today. Official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Final score at the bank. Jaguars 34, Titans 14. The Jaguars improved to a record of 7-3. The Titans fall to 3-7. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor, Bucky Brooks standing by down the hallway. He'll have some special guests coming up, including head coach Doug Pederson. But from start to finish today, Fred, dominant performance, just what the doctor ordered for this Jags team.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, that's what we wanted to see. These guys come straight out the gate. They took a lead. They didn't look back. And I still like to see them run the ball better. You know, obviously I won't be critical in that department. But the defense, man, the defense has led this team the entire year. I don't know if they're overachieving or the offense just – well, they're not matching expectations that were put on them in the offseason. But I think the defense is doing a really good job of carrying them, and hopefully at some point they'll pick up their own bags and join the fun. But until then, got to enjoy this one.
Yeah, I didn't really care what the score was today, but that's the way you treat a bad team. And let's not make any mistake about it. Tennessee is a bad team, and doesn't that feel great to say, right? I mean, seriously, though, they physically beat up Will Levis, I thought, in the first half, Fred. And maybe lost their focus a little bit late after they gave up the one score. I think the defense wanted to pitch that shutout. And if you didn't have that penalty call for roughing, they might have, right? Because that extended the drive, and Levis hit that touchdown. But overall, just to get back in the win column and have that massive game now that you can look forward to against the Texans next week feels great.
It's funny to say that, right? Someone asked me before the game if I thought these guys cared more about the Titans teams than we did. He included himself as a fan because he had to endure, the 99 and so forth up until this point. And I said, I don't know. Most of these guys probably weren't even born for the most part. But they played today like they had a chip on their shoulder, and they understand the whole, the entire rivalry part of it all. But the Titans aren't the Titans that they used to be, and hopefully that's a good thing, but the Texans are. And as you alluded to, Mike, it's going to be a cool matchup to see there next week in Houston. And I think they're a much better team than they were, what was that, week 4? Week 3. Week 3?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
It's a good I mean, they are. I believe they are. C.J. Stroud is probably the most confident player in the NFL right now, and he's playing lights out. But even regardless of that, I think Jacksonville has to, control themselves. They just have to believe that they can get up for those type of matchups and make it happen when it's time.
You said some of these players might not have been born yet. Trevor Lawrence was born in October of 1999. And today, in this football game, Trevor Lawrence put together 4 total touchdowns, the first Jaguar ever to have 2 passing and 2 rushing scores. 17 yards rushing on 5 carries, but 24 of 32, 262 through the air, and 2 touchdown passes. And you know what? There was a lot of heat on him this week, too, about having to play better overall. What did you think of Trevor's performance?
Excuse me. I thought he did great. He put it on his shoulders a week ago. He said he has to play better. He came out, accepted his role as a leader. I think he just put it all on the line from an accountability standpoint. And that's what you want to see from your franchise quarterback. Take the heat. Don't feel that pressure. Get out there, back it up. Trevor backed it up. He did an amazing job in the air with his feet, with his legs. I thought he had some pretty good decision-making out there. He was pretty accurate, throughout the course of the game, and he led his team to a much-needed victory.
Yeah, I'm sure having Zay Jones back helped, but I think today a testament, Fred, to how good he can.
Trevor played, and was it important today to get him moving more?
I don't think it was important to get him moving. I think it was part of our game plan. I thought Trevor played extremely well. Obviously, bounced back from last week and put together a good performance. Ran the ball, 2 rushing touchdowns, right, today. Did a great job. Saw the field extremely well. I thought offensively, protected him well, and it was good to get Zay back as well. But overall, Trevor played really well today.
Doug, you're up 7-0 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Tennessee goes on a 13-play drive. They take 9 minutes off the clock. Final play, you get the sack. What did that mean to not allow any points during that juncture?
Well, I mean that's really big. It's huge. It's a lift for our team. It was great to see our defense do that, and get off the field. Obviously, it was a lot of plays, and they just hung in there, And those things really, they kind of lift and energize your football team, in moments like that. And I thought, again, defense today, played outstanding.
We talked a lot about Ridley. Those 2 passes to him were almost perfect, but how good was it to get him involved beyond maybe PIs and maybe creating for other people?
Yeah, I mean, it was good to get Calvin back in there, and get him going again. I'll have to look at the film. Also, the addition of Zay possibly could help that out a little bit, and those are the things that we talked about. And but yeah, it was good. Calvin played extremely well today. He kind of let the game just kind of unfold before his eyes, and really, just ran the routes that Press called, and Trevor did the rest. But it was really good to get Calvin, the type of game today that he's capable of playing.
Doug, what does it say about your team to kind of respond the way they did after what was such a humiliating game last week to dominate the way you guys did today? What did you maybe learn about your team?
Yeah, thanks for reminding me about last week. It just goes to show the resiliency of our football team. We've only been together a short while, but this is a resilient group. They always seem to work themselves back and fight their way back. When they have a setback, and they've done it. They did it again today, and hats off to the leadership of the football team, and really, each man doing his job, and that's the type of football that we're capable of playing.
I know you said that you last week that you were looking forward to coaching this team after that loss last week. How do you feel that you and your staff responded?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's easier after a loss than it is a win, and really, we all had to kind of soul search a little bit. We all had to kind of look in the mirror if there were things that we could do differently, or I could help the team differently, and how I messaged the football team, and really just wanted to keep things simple. I didn't want to clutter their mind. Yeah, you get blown out in a game a week ago, but when you really boil it down, it came down to the 4 giveaways, and in the critical situations that we did last week, we didn't do that today, and when you do that, you have better success, and then just, finding moments to just, I think just relate to the team, kind of bring them full circle, put it back on the leadership of the team, and let them kind of drive the team a little bit.
Doug, can you talk about the decision to go for it on 4th down at their 40 on the opening drive of the 3rd, and then Trevor's touchdown run 2 plays later? I mean, it seemed like you two were just willing the offense to get into gear, that you'd had enough of the stuttering and the stopping and the starting and the field goals, and you weren't going to have any more of it. Is that an accurate way to describe it?
A little bit, and I felt like at that moment, too, we were gaining a little momentum. Are you referring to right after they scored?
No, I'm talking first drive of the 3rd half, of the 3rd quarter.
Oh, of the 3rd.
Yeah, you went for it on 4th and 4 at their 40.
Yeah, to keep that drive alive. Yeah, that was just something I felt at that time, just to kind of keep, because we were moving the ball, felt good about it. Again, it's when I show confidence in the team and they respond like that, it just breeds confidence in them, and we were able to kind of do that a little bit today on some of the 4th downs, and sustain some of those drives. But that was a big one, to really kind of keep the foot on the gas a little bit, offensively, and just help our team with confidence.
Doug, did you get a sense in all your conversation with Trevor that when he was hurt with the knee and he wasn't 100%, that it kind of bothered him that he couldn't be out there playing at 100% and doing a lot of the things that he did before? Like the rollouts and stuff like that?
Just take the name off the injury. It's anybody that's injured. It bothers people. It bothers you. I mean, that's the thing I appreciate about this sport. I mean, and about our team. I mean, guys are going to play a little sore. Guys are going to play a little beat up, but they do it because, they love their teammates, right? They love the game, and they're going to do everything they can to perform. So it doesn't matter if it's the quarterback or, an outside backer. It's just the willingness, the mental toughness, the physicality that the players have, and they do it to for the teammates.
Doug, could you just talk a little bit about the performance of your offensive line? Because there was about 3 or 4 passes today where Trevor kind of needed extra second and a half to get to other reads so that he could complete some passes. So it just looked like the offensive line from a pass pro standpoint had a good day.
They did. They really did. I think a lot of it, too, stemmed from the fact that we stuck with the run game. So it helped a little bit in the pass protection world. But, again, it's a prideful group. And Walker getting back in there and kind of settling down in his, and having more reps. He, it appeared like he played better today. But as a group, against a really good defensive front, they played so many 5-man fronts today. You're creating all those one-on-one matchups, and our guys did a nice job of hanging in there and battling. And Trevor doesn't make some of those down the field throws if they don't give him that extra time. They played well.
Will the game plan moving forward be to try to give Ezra a series here or there like you did then?
It's possible. We'll see how he did and keep him coming. I think it's important that we continue to develop him and in our offense because you never know when, we might need him, full-time. So it's possible that we could continue to work that a little bit.
Doug, congrats on the victory. With the usage of Zay Jones, were you just trying to bring him back in slowly, or were you wanting to use him a little more that you just couldn't?
That's the thing that I've learned in this league, that when players come back from injury, that you don't bring them back slowly. They're in for a reason, and you go full steam ahead. And Zay was ready to go, and he was a big part of this today. And he played tough, he played physical, he made some catches today, and just really, I think just having his presence out there opened up some other things for us. But I was proud of Zay for again, one of the players that has been injured, but got himself in a position. He was healthy to go and did a nice job today.
Doug, Devon Hamilton's scratch today, is it a healthy scratch or did he have a setback? What was the...
No, it was a healthy scratch. Listen, I'm not going to get into all of it with him because he and we've had some conversations with him and all of that, but it was healthy. And I just want to make sure that he is mentally and physically ready to go. As you guys know, we're not going to put somebody out there to risk anything further. And it was a decision by me to just, to just hold him 1 week, see where he's at, and get him more practice time, get him more reps, get him back to where he was a year ago. He's missed a lot of time. You understand? He's missed a lot of time, and I think it's definitely taken a toll a little bit. But he's busted his tail to be in a position to help us, and I think it's going to be a week-to-week decision. But just he understands, where we are, and he appreciated that, and we'll see where he's at again this week.
And then just lastly, real quick, can you talk about the defense's performance and, obviously them getting that fumble? How big was that to sort of get the ball rolling?
Yeah, the defense, they created the takeaway early in the football game. Of course, we got the special teams takeaway late, in the second half. I mean, listen, I don't think we talk enough about the defense. They're the ones that have kept us in the majority of our football games this season, and they did a nice job today. It was one of the things that we knew going in. We'd have to, slow down this run game, and I thought for the most part did a nice job, control the line of scrimmage, and they played fast. They played fast today, and that was good to see. Our secondary was on point. They were in the right positions. We had a chance to grab a couple balls, and they'll make those, but Mike Caldwell had a good plan for the guys. The coaches did a nice job preparing the players, and they're a big part of this today.
Thank you.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks.
Just wrapped up with the media. He will head Bucky's direction. We'll have that conversation in just a couple of moments. The Jaguars outgaining the Titans today, 389 to 235. The Titans held to only 92 rushing yards. Derrick Henry had 38 of those on 10 carries today, and that set up the Jags defense for success against Will Levis, who finished 13 of 17 passing, 158 and 2 touchdowns, one of those to a defensive lineman late in the game. And the Jaguars offense, very, very strong today in terms of finishing possessions with points. At one point, they had 5 straight possessions with points. They had to punt. That punt return was fumbled to give them the ball again. They scored a touchdown on that possession. So counting officially as 2 separate possessions, but essentially 6 consecutive possessions, the Jaguars scored points in this football game with a punt early and the turnover on downs at the end. So the Jags bounce back with a huge win today over division rival. Final score 34-14. Let's head down to the Everbank Vault where Bucky Brooks is standing by with head coach Doug Pederson.
Hey, Coach, last week we sat here, you talked about urgency. You want to see more urgency from the team to start. Did you feel like you got that from that performance today?
I did. I felt like the defense did a nice job going out there and doing what they needed to do early in the football game, creating some stops. Offense, we were close on that first drive and we were able to get 3 points, early in the football game there in the first quarter, and then it just sort of took off from there. I'm just proud of the guys, the way they responded to themselves, because it was disappointing last Sunday, sitting here. And they understand that, and it's things that, you hope you never have to go through them a lot during the course of a year, but when you do, it can flip a switch and it can turn some things around. I thought today was probably one of the cleaner games that we've played as a team in all 3 phases. So maybe some things are beginning to click just a little bit.
It's funny you talk about that. I heard Nick Saban say never waste a failure, and sometimes guys are more attentive after loss, even though we don't like being around losses. Maybe there was something to they could hear your voice this week as opposed to previous weeks when they kind of feel like they got it.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer too. Like even after losses last week, you don't start coming in and yelling and screaming and changing schedules, and you just got to stick to your process, right? And just kind of get back to the basics a little bit and fundamentals and back to teaching as coaches. And listen, we had a nice run. We had 5 games there where we took a break, and then it might have been a firestorm. We caught a red-hot San Francisco team at the time. And so, but it was good to see our guys today respond to all of that and really just stick to our guns, stick to our process, do the little things a little bit better. I thought we played faster today, which was good to see. But it's a credit to how they prepared during the week.
And one of the things on offense I've heard you talk about in the past is players, not plays. And today it was apparent that the top players touch the ball enough to make enough plays. What goes into that when you have so many guys that are worthy of touching the ball? How do you kind of set the pecking order? What dictates that?
Yeah, it starts with the quarterback, number one. And he knew after last week that he had to play better. He kind of owned that, which I'm proud of him for doing that. And he practiced extremely well this week. And so it starts with him. And then we got to figure out ways to get 13 and 17, right? Christian and Evan going, and then Calvin's the next guy, and then TJ. And so as we game plan, we look for ways to get these guys the football. Getting Zay back, I think, was a big help for us today. I think that's the reason why Calvin, freed up a little bit. Like we've been saying for the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So, it's just there's only one football, obviously. I thought the offensive line, the run game, we kind of got some things going in the run game, which kind of helped our play action pass there in the third quarter a little bit. And, you just kind of feed the hot hand. And that's another thing we've talked about too is there's a lot of unselfish ball players. The bottom line is they want to win. Doesn't matter who gets the ball. They just want to win. And today it was a little bit of Calvin. Christian got had some big catches. Evan, did his part there too. TJ got his. Evan got Christian or Zay got a few. I mean, it just kind of everybody had a piece of it, and it's just a credit to the guys for how they worked this past week.
So I know it's a week-to-week league, but how do you build from the momentum created in this game to get into a divisional game next week against the Texans? How do you kind of build the momentum?
I don't think we got to build too much. Let's just go back a couple weeks ago to what this team did to us here the last 2 years. Here. And we haven't played our best football against them. And this team is playing. I don't know what they did today, but this team is playing.
So they won. They ended up winning.
Okay, so
I think it's a one-game
they're like
difference.
4 or 5 game win streak now too. And they're red hot and they're playing well. Their quarterback's lights out right now. So, it's going to have to take that same type of discipline this week in practice, the attention to detail, and we got to go on the road. It's going to be loud. It's a division opponent. And we got to try to find a way to win.
Well, those games are the fun games. The big games are the ones that really, really get everyone excited. So it should be fun to watch the squad perform next weekend.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
All right, that's head coach Doug Pederson. Much different feeling today for the Jaguars in a win over the Tennessee Titans, 34-14. Yeah, they had the urgency today, Fred. They had they came back to work this week, got everything. They didn't change a whole lot of process. They weren't ripping the paint off the walls and doing everything. Just get back to work and get back to basics.
Yeah, that's what Doug said. Got back to basic fundamentals. Sometimes if you simplify things, JP, you can allow the guys an opportunity to play faster. Unlike preparing for a team as complex as the Niners a week ago.
Yeah.
You can kind of overthink it, and then you couple that with coming out flat, no sense of urgency, coming off of a 10-day vacation, and then all to get blown out. You would think these guys would wake up, and I think they were able to go out there and play fast. They played smart. They had a lot of things covered, created that pressure up front, kind of got after. I got to get that word out. They got after the young quarterback, and they made the plays that were needed to be made happen, and they ended up getting a victory.
Yeah, I think what Doug Pederson said about playing clean is very true, right? Didn't turn the ball over today. Only had 4 penalties for a total of 29 yards. That's about as good as you're going to get in the National Football League. But, it just goes to show you what you can do even if you just get the 3 points when you get down to the red zone. They stack up over the course of time. They had so many trips down there today, and they were able to get points out of them instead of squandering them, and what a difference a week makes.
Yeah, the Jaguars coming in were one of the least penalized teams overall in the NFL. I think second least, or actually the fewest, I believe. But they were also like one of the top false start teams. Just mental mistakes on offense that bring you back 5 yards. I think they had 15 false starts and 40-something penalties coming in. It wasn't much of that today. It was a clean effort.
Yeah, they needed that, and I remember some of those false starts coming from the receiver position.
That's right.
Which is solely a no-no. But this is an extreme luxury when you can call as many run plays, as the other team has total plays. Jacksonville had 36 runs, whereas the Titans had 38 total plays.
Right.
So that's an extreme luxury, and I think they went out there and took full advantage of the lopsidedness in those play calls that they actually created for themselves.
All right, plenty ahead. We will return in just a moment with the defensive play of the game. Plenty more ahead after a Jaguars victory over the Tennessee Titans, 34-14. And it is Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Maximize your energy savings with a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from Florida Home Air Conditioning today. Get up to $1,750 back and a free Nest thermostat when Florida Home buys back your old inefficient HVAC system. Expert technicians and flexible payment options are great reasons to call Florida Home today. Florida Home Air Conditioning, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit FloridaHomeAC.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
FloridaHomeAC.com.
Brooks Rehabilitation has more than 50 years of experience serving the North Florida community with cutting-edge rehabilitation care, ranging from joint replacements, sports injuries, and balance issues, to traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, and strokes. Their highly trained clinical teams span across their system of care to include inpatient, outpatient, skilled nursing, assisted living and memory care, home health, and adaptive community programs. Learn more at brooksrehab.org. Brooks is proud to be the rehabilitation provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Jaguars fans, huddle up. Do you own a vehicle made in the last 10 years? If your car is outside of factory warranty or with no warranty coverage, get the best defense against expensive auto repairs with CarShield, the official auto protection partner of the Jaguars. With plans to fit every budget, CarShield helps you cover up to 5,000 parts and systems. Call 800-471-1223. CarShield.com/Jaguars. That's 800-471-1223 or go to carshield.com/Jaguars. Go Jags!
What's Bright Friday? It's the Black Friday event you won't want to miss. And it's happening now at your local Ford dealer. Brighten your holidays with great offers on a new Ford, like Ford F-150, the truck at the top of everyone's list. Ford Explorer, an SUV with room for all your presents and passengers. And if you want big holiday thrills, there's the Bronco Sport SUV. But hurry, Ford's Bright Friday event ends November 30th. See your local Ford dealer today.
Everyone circle up. I know it looks rough out there. Sure, we're down 24-6, but we came here to play differently. We need a game changer. Something like Ring Central, the business phone system that's more than a phone. I want you to communicate like you can talk to anyone, anywhere, all from the same app. Now get out there and play like you're using Ring Central.
Ring Central. Simpler communications.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios. PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jaguars, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. Final score, Jags 34, Titans 14. The Jags are now 7-3, and they're set up next week to go down to Houston to face the Texans, who did win today. So they're a game back and a big ball game in the AFC South next week. Time now for the Kingfish Pest Control Defensive Play of the Game, and it actually came on special teams from the long snapper, Ross Matisic.
Logan's punt, good punt. Guerrero fielded it at the 21-yard line. He's got a little bit of running room. They're going to tag. The ball came out. The ball came out at the end of the play. The Jags have it. The ball came out, and the Jags have it at the 35-yard line of the Tennessee Titans.
Ross Matisic forced the fumble and recovered the fumble, the first of either one of those in his now 4-year NFL career. At Baylor, he was the long snapper and a reserve linebacker the final few years as well. So he had some time there for the Baylor Bears. But it's his first career forced fumble and recovery, and it's now his 4th tackle of the season on special teams. So Ross Matisic, even on special teams, the Kingfish Pest Control Defensive Play of the Game. Let the pros tackle the pests in your home by going to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com. And Fred, that's after earlier in the game when they knocked his helmet off after a point after touchdown, and the little scrum happened. Well, he got him back with a forced fumble.
Yeah, make plays, baby. Hey, if Joe Zelinka, if you're out there, you never did that. It's good to see those guys get in on the mix. That's what it's all about. They all go out there. I want to say they practice hard, but then I might not be being honest. I don't know if I've ever seen a long snapper practice hard. Well, he's definitely a big part of the of team success because he got to snap the ball. He controls the ball. But to go down there and hustle and make a big play, cause a turnover, recover it, yeah, shout out to him.
And like you said, might make his career in terms of like an individual play. Obviously, the Jags win the Super Bowl. That's the biggest thing in his career. But, how he doesn't make that many tackles, so he's not going to force many fumbles and certainly not recover that many. So good for Ross Matisic.
He goes and fires the football at the back wall after the play,
not,
too.
Man?
And, I love it. I love it.
I'm going to show him some love. He already gets my network player of the game vote.
Oh, wow.
It's between you two now.
Okay. That's a little bit away.
I know.
That's a teaser.
Sense of urgency.
Fred is putting his vote in early. All right,
Yeah.
we'll get to that coming up in just a little bit. Jaguars get it done today. 34-14 over the Tennessee Titans. We're back with a look at the final stats in this one. Jags improved to 7-3 with a win at home, and it's Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Jaguars fans, Everbank is building its future on the partnership and the performance you know and trust. Take advantage of high-yield savings solutions with money market, online savings, CDs, and more. Visit everbank.com/Jaguars today for your financial advantage. Everbank, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Facing cancer takes a lot of determination, strength, and support. And you'll get it all at Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center. Determination from world-renowned doctors, giving you specialized treatment with cutting-edge technology and research. Strength and support from a dedicated team, caring for you completely, during and after treatment. Don't face cancer with anything less than the team at Baptist MD Anderson. Appointments available at baptistmdanderson.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's 2.7-liter high-output turbo engine, delivering 430 pounds per foot of torque with no compromised durability. Impressive power, whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends.
Thanks!
This is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And most importantly, this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today for a test drive. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet.
As the official supermarket of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Publix is helping fans gear up for game day with the limited-time Jaguars sub. Piled high with hot deli chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, cheddar cheese, coleslaw, and barbecue mayonnaise on a white sub roll. The Jaguars sub is an easy, delicious meal for any fan. Make it an ultimate game day by ordering the Jaguars sub online for in-store pickup. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC continues. JP Shadrick with Mike Dempsey and pride of the Jaguars running back Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios after a Jaguars win 34-14. I think this team flushed last week. That was the word that, we flushed it and moved forward. You heard that in the locker room all week long, but I think it's fair to say they certainly did that today against the Tennessee Titans. And now the Jags are poised for the big matchup next week in Houston against the Texans. Let's take a look at the Everbank final stats in this football game today. And the Jacksonville Jaguars outgained the Tennessee Titans today, total 389 to 235. Rushing yardage 128 to 92 in favor of the Jags. Passing net yardage 261 for Jacksonville, 143 for Tennessee. First downs, Jags doubled up the Titans today on total first downs, 24 to 12. The Jaguars were 4 of 12 on third down, Tennessee 2 of 7. Penalties 7 for 66 yards against the Titans, only 4 for 29 against the Jags. 2 turnovers, both against Tennessee. And time of possession, Jaguars held the ball for 36 minutes, 26 seconds, a lot of that second half as well. The Jaguars are now with a record of 7-3 after a solid all-around performance and arguably their best all-around performance this season.
Certainly one of them. Trevor Lawrence on the day, 262 yards, 24 to 32 passing, 2 touchdowns, was not intercepted, only sacked once, quarterback rating of 119.5, and that goes along with 2 rushing TDs as well. Will Levis on the other side only threw it 17 times, completed 13 of those for a couple of touchdowns, 158 yards, and because of the formula, he ends up with a quarterback rating of 143.8 today. Okay, sure. That's fine. The leading rushers for Tennessee, both with 38 yards, took Derrick Henry 10 carries to get those 38. Chris Moore had 1 carry for 38 yards on a reverse. Travis Etienne led the way for the Jags, 14 for 52 on the ground. Tank Bigsby chipping in 9 for 21. Dearness Johnson getting some run as well, 7 for 20. So spreading the wealth around a little bit there. Calvin Ridley, big game for him. 7 catches, 103 yards with those 2 receiving touchdowns. Really the only guy with big numbers in the Jaguar receiving corps today. DeAndre Hopkins caught 4 for 59 and a touchdown on the other side. And Jeffrey Simmons, the defensive tackle who played in the backfield a couple of times today, snuck out and caught that late TD as well. Defensively for the Jags, Devin Lloyd led the way with 11 total tackles, 5 of those solo, so a rare game when Foye Oluokun is not your leading tackler, but Foye, one of 4 players, along with Andre Sisco, Trayvon Walker, and Josh Allen, to post a half sack on the day.
Yeah, pretty good day overall. And Calvin Ridley, it's his 14th career 100-yard game, the 3rd of this season. He scored a couple of touchdowns today. First time he's been in the end zone since Wembley Stadium, London, back in, week 4. And, hey, maybe this is the start of something for him to build a few things in a row here and really catch his stride after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I thought he did an outstanding job, with the catch in the end zone, in back of the end zone, toe tap, concentration catch. They got him involved in the run game with the reverse.
Yes, they did.
Thought that was a pretty good reverse there. And then the other touchdown, I think, was a 20-yarder or so. To give him those opportunities, allow him to know that
Yeah, it's warm. Anybody want to go first? Oh, yes. And if you want to get book before he walks in, you pass that to the region.
Yeah, well. What's up?
How y'all doing?
Good. Trevor, how important was it for you to use your mobility today, and how did you feel on the rollouts and the scrambles, scoring 2 touchdowns?
I felt good. I think that definitely helped us out, me being able to move. In general, that just helps you as an offense when I can escape when needed and extend plays. There was one on 4th down where we decided to go for it, and because I was able to move and get out of the pocket, Dearness did a good job working the sideline. We got the conversion, big play there. So little things like that happen throughout the game, and when you can move and feel good and can do all that stuff, it definitely gives you more options, and I think it was good for us today.
Trevor, how big of a day did Calvin have today, and did you know going in that he could have that type of day today?
Yeah, and honestly, with the guys that we have and the plan every week, sometimes it's hard to tell who's going to have the big week. We for everybody. But the type of player Calvin is if we get the right look, the right situation for certain plays, that he can really take advantage of them. So you're kind of I wouldn't say hoping, because typically we call him at the right time when we get the right look, but you're just hoping everything lines up, and if it does, like it did today for him, he had a great day. Just some great catches, great separation on some of his routes. He did an awesome job. Some tough catches, down the field. Just really helped open it up for us, and then everybody else did an awesome job too when their number was called. So I think it was a full, team effort by everybody, but he definitely stepped up to the plate when his number was called. He had a great day.
Can you talk about the offensive line and how much time you felt like you had, and then also getting Zay Jones back? I know not necessarily he had a big day, but just having him out there to help the other guys and maybe take some of the pressure off Ridley and some of the other weapons.
Yeah, the offensive line did an awesome job. I thought protection was great. I barely got touched, in the pocket. Obviously on some scrambles, extended plays I did, but as far as in the pocket, those guys did an awesome job. Protected me all day, gave me time. The guys did a great job getting downfield, creating separation. So that when those things marry up, it's gonna be a good day for us, because you let those guys get time to get down the field, work their routes, and I thought we did a great job taking advantage of some of the looks that we had. So. Guys up front, can't speak enough on how they did, the job they did, how well they played, because that's a really good front. It's really hard to run the ball against them. I thought we did an awesome job. Credit to Press, too, of just sticking with the run, and those guys up front just kept sticking with it. Obviously, we had some no gainers, some 1 yard gainers, or maybe a yard loss, but we just kept pounding it, and we were able to spring a few, and then that helped us with the play action and all that stuff as well. So I thought it was a great job, really all the way around, and then having Zay out there, it's huge. I think he just opens things up. His speed, obviously, is a threat down the field. He's really smart. I just know where he's going to be. He does a great job making plays when his number's called. Obviously, today we're kind of getting him back going. And like you said, it wasn't anything crazy numbers-wise, but just he has a real effect on this team and this offense when he's playing. He brings a lot of energy. Just a guy that plays the game the right way, and it's great to have him back out there.
Trevor, the last few games when you weren't able to move as well as you wanted, did that bother you, frustrate you, annoy you, just because you didn't feel whole, I guess, or complete?
Yeah, you definitely, this time of year, no one feels amazing. You don't feel like you did first day of training camp. So you're always going to be dealing with things. But, yeah, it's definitely a little frustrating when you have things that you feel like are limiting you to whatever extent that may be. And then just from the confidence standpoint of having the confidence to move and take off and do all the things that you typically, how you play the game. When you feel like maybe you can't do some of that, it changes how you play the game. And I think that's maybe more the frustrating part. So it felt good today to be able just to cut it loose, obviously still try to protect myself, took some hits that I probably didn't need to take outside of the pocket that I probably could have got down running. But it felt good just to go play and let the instincts take over when needed. So I think that was a good thing today.
Trevor, you were pretty adamant last week that you had zero concern about this offense bouncing back. How rewarding is it to actually bounce back after you said, I got no concerns about us bouncing back?
Yeah, it feels good. I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, that was probably the shortest answer I've ever given. So I was D-Rock asked that, I believe. So
thank you. He needs to be humbled sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. We need to as well sometimes. So I thought it was great. That's one of the cleaner games offensively we've played. Really complimentary, offensively, defensively, special teams. Seemed like we stayed on schedule. Seemed like we kept them on their heels. We did a great job of mixing up all the different shots, getting it out quick, running the ball, movements, all that. I mean, it was really good.
And then on the first touchdown run, do you recognize that it's Jeffrey Simmons coming at you? Do you even notice it, or is it just too fast to?
Not until Cam did a great job. I mean, he was blocking the end. And I was waiting on the concept to develop, and I kind of started stepping to the left, and then I saw Cam kind of throw the guy down, so I just escaped. And then you see the D lineman retracing from the inside. So when I saw that, and outside they were playing some version of man, so they're kind of all chasing those guys going inside. So you got a free lane if you can get away from the big guys up there. And that, I mean, he can move pretty good though. He's really a good athlete. He's a great player. But yeah, so I feel like I had the advantage there for sure.
Trevor, what do you feel it does for your confidence, and more importantly, the confidence of the offensive unit as a whole, when you have 5 or 6 deep ball completions, and that doesn't even count the PI that Zay Jones drew down that right sideline?
Yeah, that's the name of the game, is being explosive and efficient. You got to have both. You can't just be explosive, and you can't only be efficient to where you don't have any explosive plays. So that is something that we try to create every week, because we know how important it is. You got to have big plays. You got to be able to get chunks on teams and to get that momentum and to get rolling. You got to be able to throw the ball downfield, and but you also got to be efficient. You got to put yourself in good situations. You can't get behind the sticks. You can't get in third and longs all game. All those things are important too. So, you got to find the best way to do those things. And I thought today it seemed like when we called the shots, we hit them, or we got a PI, like you said, and when we didn't, we were really efficient. We got the ball in play, took care of the ball. I guess no turnovers today, which was huge. So that was something that we needed to clean up more than anything, was turning the ball over, and that was a good step in the right direction.
As much as you can take us behind the curtain, Trevor, since you mentioned about press sticking with the run, what were the conversations this week about making sure the running backs were involved, as many as possible, getting you involved in the run game, and maybe even convincing Press that the ball needed to be run more?
I don't think he didn't need any convincing. Press he did a great job, and every week you want to get the run game going and you want to stick to it. And some weeks it makes it more challenging. Like you look at last week and just how bad we played all the way around. It really makes it hard because you're in a hole, then you feel like you need to throw it, and you got to get chunks, and you got to get back in the game. So, it's harder to do sometimes than it is to say, and obviously that's your plan. But I just think that, all the guys we really bought in this week. Tennessee gave us some issues when we played them here at the end of the year. Offensively, we didn't really have a great day. We didn't run the ball great. I missed some big throws, missed some stuff downfield. They gave us some fits. So I think we all took accountability of that and realized what we needed to do in the run game in order to play better offensively against this group, because it's like anything, like we said, if you can't get the run game going, it makes it really hard to do everything else. So that's where it starts, and I thought the coaches and the players, we all did a great job of just buying in and making it a point.
Trevor, you shouldered a lot of blame last week, said it was one of your worst games ever. Today you're the first quarterback in team history to have 2 passing and rushing touchdowns in the same game. Take a little pride in that. How do you feel about your own personal response from what happened last week?
Feels good. That's it. So I don't. I mean, yeah, it's good. Just end it there. I mean, really, that's how I feel. I feel great about the work that we put in, it's we work so hard during the week and putting together a plan every week. And, on the flip side, to do what we did last week, that's one of the worst feelings. And then this week when it does come together and you play clean and you execute and you make the plays and you see guys just, playing hard, playing great, making these awesome catches, blocks, runs, it's just fun to watch and it's fun to be a part of. And for myself, obviously, you like having success and you like playing well. I feel like that's what I should do every week. So it feels good to do that again and get back on track. But, it's short-lived, this league. It doesn't really matter. We got to go play next Sunday and put together a great plan and go beat those guys because that's a big game. And they're just so short-lived in this league. But I'm definitely feeling great about what we did as a team today, and it was a big game.
There had been a narrative growing, Richard Sherman, I think Bosa, and even Arden Key, all talking about Trevor make him play quarterback, right? Take away his first read, you smile.
No,
I was wondering if
Arden said that?
If it got back to you, and whether that was, a little bit of today was, hey, I can play quarterback.
I mean, I'm not thinking about any of that stuff. I could care less what those guys say, to be honest. That's really my only response to that. It doesn't matter. If those guys think I'm the best thing in the world, it doesn't matter either. So that doesn't really matter. Love Arden, a former teammate. Him. Hurts that he said that, but no, I really don't. I don't care. It's about how you perform on Sunday, and it's not about what other people say. But you want to change the narrative, then change the narrative and play better. So I think there's things that obviously I take accountability on, and my main goal is to win, though. So we're sitting at 7-3. We're in a great spot. We got to keep this energy and this attacking like we did today every week. We got to finish this season. We got 7 games left. A big one next week with Houston playing really good football. All I care about is winning, so I don't really care what people think I can or can't do.
Trevor, why are you guys so good at bouncing back, changing the narrative after a game like last week? I mean, is it Doug, what he does during the week, or is it kind of the self-run leadership that you guys have in the locker room?
I think it's all those things. I think everyone is really synced up. We're all on the same page. The communication is really great after wins and losses. I think we're really accountable, and that makes a difference. We don't have guys that shift blame. We all understand when everyone has a part in wins and everyone has a part in losses. It's never on one or a couple guys. So I think that this team does a great job of understanding that and has the right mindset and bouncing back after rough games, and we all just shoulder some of that blame and just stick together. And I think that's something that we've done a great job of. We've had some adversity, going back the last couple seasons, and we've been good at responding, and we got to keep doing that. That's what the good teams do. It's hard to go undefeated in this league. I mean, there's been one team to do it, so you're gonna have weeks where you don't play great, and you got to find a way to be able to turn the ship and play better the next week. Yeah, thank you all.
Pleasure of doing this since 1982.
As the official ticket marketplace of the Jacksonville Jaguars and the NFL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game. Whether you're cheering on the Jaguars at home or away, Ticketmaster has you covered. With Ticketmaster's interactive seat map, you'll get a 360-degree preview of your seat, so you can make sure you've got the best view of those pivotal plays. Plus, the Ticketmaster app makes it easy to sell or transfer tickets if your plans change. And mobile tickets make getting in on game day a breeze. Find tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars. That's Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars. Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in New Orleans and Pittsburgh. Watch them win in Houston and Nashville. All the other Jaguars games are just one short connection away. And if airport parking has you stressed, be sure to visit the Jax Airport website before traveling to the terminal. On it, you'll find information about the status of on-airport parking in real time. See if your favorite areas are available or if you need to call an audible. Visit flyjax.com for more information.
The game may be over, but the excitement is just beginning. The Jaguars played a great game, and J-Tech is proud to be part of a community that supports our team. But before we go, let's take a moment to talk about an important part of our community, tradesmen and women. J-Tech believes that everyone deserves the opportunity to learn valuable skills and build a successful career. They're proud to support the Jaguars and our community by offering high-quality trades education. Learn more at jtech.org. Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios. After a Jaguars victory over the Tennessee Titans, 34-14. The Jags now 7-3, still first place in the AFC South. They'll face the second place Houston Texans down at NRG Stadium in Houston next Sunday, the weekend after Thanksgiving. And time now for the injury report presented by Baptist Health and the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute, the official sports medicine provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And hey, good news from the Jaguars today, at least during the game. Nothing really major popped out. Nobody, there were no status updates or anything that I remember. So that's a good sign. Now going into the game, Tyson Campbell with a hamstring issue was out. Of course, Jamal Agnew's on IR now. Parker Washington was up today again and available for punt returns. Devon Hamilton missed the game. Let's see, it seemed like it was just let's give him a week, and then you need him for a lot of stretch run games coming up. No real setback, don't believe, at least, with his back injury. But remember, he missed a lot of time earlier this season, Fred, and you're going to need that kind of size, that kind of guy in the middle of your defensive line down the stretch.
Oh, yeah. This is the time of the year teams want to try to run the ball, or either you have to stop the run and be stout on that side of the ball, especially when you have to go on the road or places where the weather gets, pretty bad, cold and frigid. So whatever time he needs, hopefully he gets back so he can come back full speed. Same with Tyson.
Yeah. Monteric Brown was in there today, was around the ball a good bit again, it felt like, making some tackles in open space and things, Fred, and the young guy's playing pretty well.
Yeah, it goes back to the more you can do. Again, just talking about Matisic, just practicing and getting your reps and getting opportunities when they present themselves throughout the course of games. And the more you get out there and you rep it in practice, then when you get an opportunity to get in the game, get an opportunity to build your confidence and get more opportunities where coaches will call your number a bit more. So it's about taking advantage, when those opportunities present themselves, making some plays, putting it on tape, and hopefully getting more and more chances.
Yeah, look, I thought Monteric played solid. He did get lost a little bit on that deep completion. I think it was to Chris Moore, if I'm not mistaken.
Early,
but other than that, these young guys have been forced into action a little bit this year. And we're talking about, with the Shea Townsend's done with those defensive backs in the pregame. Fred, it's been pretty impressive because Tyson's missed a lot of time now. Darius Williams having arguably the best year of his career so far, so he's getting a lot out of those guys.
Right. And you have to give your tip your hats to Deshae, former player. He understands it. He gets it. I spoke with Tyson earlier in the week, just wanted to give him a couple words of encouragement because I know how those hamstring injuries are. 1 minute you feel great and you think you can go, and as soon as you burst or explode, it pops again or strains itself again. So I told him just be patient, try not to get frustrated, and when you come back, it'll be perfect timing. Let those other guys that are out there do their thing, build their tape, collectively. And when Tyson does return, it's just better for the team. It's just more depth, more confidence from the coach to rotation. They can plug and play.
But you're right about that. You want him to come back when it's 100% because that's one of the ones that, as we've already seen once, it can get re-aggravated very easily, and that you don't want that to linger into the postseason, which is where we hope the Jags are headed.
Because practice is never the same speed as game speed. Even though you return from a hamstring and you feel like you can get out there and explode and do things, when you're in the game, it's just everything is firing this quick and fast twitch. And boom, it's out again, and you're hurt again. So he has to take his time. Whatever that is, take your time. And when you're 100%, return then.
And you've known him for a long time, Fred, obviously from down in South Florida, and you know what kind of competitor he is. So he wants to be out there to help the team. There's no doubt about that. I love listening to his mindset about the game and playing corner and how he's improved over the last couple years, especially with balls down the field. Like he just continues to get better and better. And that fight to be on the field is real for him. He just wants to be out there.
He wants to be the best. And I can tell you he has a friendly competition with one of his childhood buddies, his high school buddy, and Patrick Surtain Jr. They have like this friendly competition with each other, who's going to be the best or have the best career. And I've been knowing Tyson his entire life. I had hoped he grew up to be a running back because that's where it started. But somehow he transitioned to be cornerback, and he does an amazing job. But, yeah, I wanted to just reach out to him and just to say, keep your head up. The team is doing good. No need to rush back. Your opportunities will present themselves when it's time. But just get your treatment, stay patient, stay prayed up. And when it's time to get back out there, you'll return just in time.
Hey, Tyson, as your financial advisor, you made the right choice. Yeah, you gotta get a lot more money down the line.
Amen to that.
Right,
yes,
brother?
indeed. Yes, indeed. Boy.
Oh, yeah, the truth.
If I could do it again, I'd be free safety.
There you
or at
go.
least in my head, I would be.
Yeah. We're back in a moment. We'll take a look ahead to the Houston Texans. What a game that should be next week down in Houston for the Jaguars, who get it done today against the Titans 34-14. It's Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Hey, Jags fans, Everbank is driven by performance, strength, and security. Start building your legacy today with Everbank's Yield Pledge accounts, all of which deliver a yield in the top 5% of competitive accounts nationwide. Visit everbank.com/Jaguars for your earned advantage. Everbank, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Something happens when you begin to believe. What seems way off in the distance gets closer.
You focus on what needs to get done, and you'll let nothing get in your way.
Next year becomes this year, and maybe next time becomes now.
A whole city will rally behind you and begin to believe too.
Because when you believe, the unbelievable can happen. We believe in justice for everyone, and we believe we're the attorneys to help people get it. Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars. Jacksonville.
Don't you mean fa la 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 la?
Nope, we're shaking things up.
Whatever you say.
Shake things up this season at the Toyotathon sales event. Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE for $339 a month for 24 months, plus $500 holiday bonus cash. Toyota, let's go places. Offer valid through December 5th, 2023. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. 3638 due at signing. No security deposit. With select equipment, $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
If you're facing cancer, you want a dedicated team working for you. At Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center, we only focus on cancer. And we partner with one of the largest cancer centers in the world. So you'll have a specialized treatment plan created by our experienced and highly trained oncologists and surgeons, collaborating with one of the country's leading cancer centers. Best of all, we're in North Florida with locations in downtown, Baptist South, and Clay. Appointments at baptistmdanderson.com.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios. The 50-50 raffle presented by Duval Motor Company. Total jackpot today, Fred, $44,886. The split prize, the winner will receive $22,443 today. The winning number, 534-126-18116. That would build on an already great day at Everbank Stadium if you have that winning number today. So there you have it.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of dough. It certainly is. And the Jaguars get it done today against the Tennessee Titans, 34-14. Next week, it's down to Houston, where the Texans got a win today over the Arizona Cardinals. Houston now 6-4. Of course, they knocked off the Jaguars back in Week 3. The Jags were just bad in all three phases in that game. And now Houston, with rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud, are starting to win some football games. Today, 336 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw 3 interceptions today, 27 of 37 passing for Stroud. Singletary ran for over 100 yards. Devin Singletary and a touchdown today. Tank Dell had 149 receiving yards and a touchdown. And the linebacker Blake Cashman for the Houston Texans today had 19 total tackles and a sack in the game. So Houston confident right now, Mike.
Yeah, Cashman's having a good year. He really is. And, Denzel Perryman suspended this week and next week. It was originally 3 games, but got reduced. Of course, he didn't play in the first game against the Jags. So, they're kind of used to going without him. But, this is it right here. You win this game. You get the 2 games of separation in the division, and you'll have the tiebreaker, even though you split the head-to-head, at least for now, because Houston lost one of their games to Indianapolis earlier, and then all the Jags would have to do basically to maintain that tiebreaker is beat Tennessee in the finale of the season if it came to that. So, I mean, obviously a massive game, the most important game the Jags have left on the schedule.
Yeah, Mike, it will be so. I think what Houston has done, they're finding their identity. They're set at quarterback. CJ is playing he's playing lights out. Probably the best performance I've ever witnessed by a rookie quarterback. I mean, he's playing that well. I mean, some analysts already have included him in the MVP race. But I think more importantly, they're able to run the ball. Singletary is starting to come on. He has back-to-back 100-yard rushing games. So you couple that with the way CJ is throwing the ball, Dell, how he's doing out there receiving. Going back that Buccaneers game, they had 3 receivers over 100 yards in one game. So they're just airing it out. Plus they can run it, and they're doing really well on the defensive side. So yeah, it should be a really good game.
Yeah, that included Noah Brown, who did not play today, but has emerged as a deep threat for them. So if they're full strength, it's going to be a good one.
Think about the path ahead for the Jaguars. Yes, the Texans this week down in Houston, and there's only one division game left for the Jags after that, and that's in Week 18 in Nashville against Tennessee. The dynamics of Week 13 against Cincinnati on Monday Night Football have certainly changed with the quarterback out for the season, and Cleveland up in Cleveland the next week with their quarterback done. So the next 3 weeks, critical, and then the Ravens coming here on Sunday Night Football. They're playing some of the best football in the AFC right now. But this stretch here, the next month or so, this can really propel the Jaguars forward. And the dynamics of those Cincinnati and Cleveland games are so different now, Fred.
Yeah, me and Mike, we were whispering about it off break. The Texans' remaining schedule is much, much lighter than what the Jags have. So that makes this game even more important, that the Jags, I think, have to really go in there and try and win this one, because after that, the Texans, their schedule was super light. I think they played the Titans twice. I think the Colts are in there, and maybe another, I like to call them cupcake. So, yeah, this game is highly important because Jags still have the Ravens, which are playing great. The Browns have tough defense. They were able to pull one out today versus the Steelers. They're 7-3. But, again, it all comes down to taking care of what they can control, and that's themselves, playing with a sense of urgency, keeping things basic, as Doug mentioned, taking care of the fundamentals, and playing fast, playing smart, playing hard. They should win.
You know what you can control this week, Fred? How much turkey and dressing you eat on Thursday.
I am not going there.
No.
No, sir.
Really?
Right. Nope.
Even on the holiday?
Nope. I am a I won't say a vegan during the holidays, but I don't eat meat during the holidays.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
It's strange. I don't know.
What do you eat?
Everything
else?
Collard greens and some a little bit of mac and cheese, just a little bit. Try to stay light on the carbs, but more so like just a lot of veggies.
That's why you're in such great shape, Fred.
Nah, that's not true. Do we have a Spanx sponsor here on the program? Because I got the male version of Spanx under here. Spanx.
Right.
Spanx.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking
Leon
about?
Spanx?
No,
what are we
Spanx.
talking about here?
Spanx. Yeah, the Spanx.
Yeah.
Or maybe even Skims.
We don't yet. We might now.
Me and you both, bro, by the way.
Anybody knows
we need
Kim
all the
Kardashian?
above.
We can get the Skims.
We need some of that.
Yeah.
Need a lot of
But
those.
I will eat the dark meat.
I will eat.
Whatever Fred leaves for me, I'll take it.
Do you prefer fried turkey or baked?
Don't care, really.
Yeah?
As long as I'm not cooking it.
Yeah.
What about you, JP? Rotisserie, fried, baked?
I don't really discriminate. I will eat all of it. Fried turkey's fantastic.
It is good.
Yeah.
You know what's good too? I only saw one person do this once. Cook the turkey upside down in the oven, so all the juice stays in the breast.
Kind of like a brisket type situation.
I'm telling you, it was unbelievable. It was like, wow, why have I never heard of this before?
Yeah.
Only person I've ever known to do it.
The Cornish hen. Like you inject it with like the Cajun marinade and just kind of let it marinate for a day or so, and then you dump that in the fryer.
Then you stuff that in the turkey?
No. What are you doing, Mike? Double protein? You are going crazy.
You gotta get turducken, man. The chicken inside the duck inside the deboned turkey. They're all deboned. and it all melts together, and you
slice
get a
it
little.
all.
Yeah, you ever watch John Madden tell you about this?
Nah,
your hand.
nah.
Yeah.
Does the taste? Does it conflict? Like, is it?
Oh, it melts together.
I've never really had a turducken.
I have.
Have you?
It's
turducken.
fantastic. Turducken. Turkey, duck, chicken. You cut it down the middle, and then you slice it. You get a little bit of each.
You throw that Cornish
That's
game head in
exotic.
there.
That
Take it to
would
the next
be
level.
the quadfecta, Lagerman would call it.
What if you put a pig in it?
Why not?
What? You know what?
Turducky pork. What would you call it?
Turporky. What?
Turducky
I don't know.
porky. I don't know.
All I know is you're not eating any of it, Fred. So
Nah, I'm
it's
not
more for
eating
us.
any of it. No, sir.
More for
And
us.
I'll have some dessert, like some red velvet or something.
Happy early Thanksgiving to you
Yeah,
and the
man.
family, Fred. Appreciate
Likewise.
it.
Same to you guys.
Great
Thank
to see you. Fred Taylor, proud of the Jaguars running back.
Turducky.
No, turduck in. Turduck in.
No, sir.
I'm going to send you John Madden videos
All right.
on YouTube. That'll do it for our network coverage today on our flagship station, 1010XL in Jacksonville. Stick around. The Scoreboard Show is next, featuring Bucky Brooks and your calls after a Jaguars win. Thanks to our entire crew, and thanks to you for listening. The Jaguars get it done today over the Tennessee Titans, 34-14. The Jags now 7-3, and this is Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Welcome to the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. This is your chance, Jaguars fans, to sound off about today's game. Now, waiting to hear from you, here are Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks, and JP Shadrick.
Scoreboard! Scoreboard! Jaguars get it done. Final score 34-14 over the Tennessee Titans. And welcome into the Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks coming up from the Hyundai Studios. 355-NFL-1, the number 355-6351. Your calls coming up after a complete win. Jaguars offense doing it. Scored on nearly every possession today, and the Jaguars defense certainly getting it done. Special teams in on the act, couple field goals. They got a takeaway on special teams today with Ross Matisic, and hey, this is about as complete of a win as this Jaguars team has had all season long.
Yeah, I didn't know if they could just show up and impose their will today, right? I mean, after the performance last week, and I was skeptical that they could. I thought they'd win, but I thought it'd be a lot closer today. Isn't it nice that a get-well opponent is the formerly imposing Tennessee Titans? And what I mean, as a Jag supporter, as a Jag fan listening to the game or watching the game today, you got to be thrilled with the direction that franchise has been headed in the last couple of years and where you're going right now, and to have kind of a must-win, get-right game come at their expense and be so thoroughly dominant. The Jags were never threatened at all today. And I know Levis had a couple of touchdowns late in this game. They were cosmetic. I mean, the game was already put away by that point in time.
Certainly was. And one of those was to a defensive lineman when it was certainly out of reach.
You might have wanted to save that one. I don't know. But then again, where are they going that they need to save that play?
For what? Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Jaguars played very well today. And it started with a quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, there's been a lot of kind of criticism starting to bubble around his play, certainly after last week's game. But he answered those critics today with an all-around strong performance, 262 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns where he ran to each pylon and was all over the place today. And fantastic work for the Jags quarterback in a week where, we talked about it coming in, the Jags in 3 previous times being blown out by 10 points or more under Doug Pederson. They were 3-0 the next game after that, make it 4-0 now. And a big reason why is the play of the quarterback in all 3 of those previous games. Add that to the list today.
Well, at 2 of those times, they followed up with 5-game winning streaks.
Yes.
So maybe we'll get another one of those going here. Trevor Lawrence played well, and I think it showed you what protection can do, because he seemed comfortable back there. As he said in the postgame, he barely got hit. Really, the times he got touched were when he got out of the pocket and maybe he didn't protect himself as well. So kudos to the offensive line, which had a really rough outing last time around, because that's the strength of this Tennessee team is their defensive front. But the Jags were able to protect and get just enough going in the running game today to balance things out.
Only 2 quarterback hits on Lawrence today.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. I guess you could with 1 or 0, but, all right, but not by much, JP. So we'll take that. And I thought getting the connection back reestablished with Calvin Ridley at a high level. Calvin Ridley is going to be very important to this football team, man. Let's not forget how excited we were coming into the season, and he had those early 100-yard games. So hopefully the presence of Zay Jones indicates this will be more of what we can expect from this Jaguar passing game.
Let's keep Zay healthy, right? I mean, he had the knee issue that's been off, bothering him obviously most of the season, and had missed the bulk of the year. Can he stay out there and maintain it? Good start today, at least for Zay Jones. Then on defense today, I mean, what else can you say? The priority was to shut down the running game. They did that. They affected the rookie quarterback. They hit him a bunch of times. They took the ball away once on a bad snap, but they recovered that and scored right after, and they were just in Levis's face all day, and they didn't let Derrick Henry really get loose. Maybe one screen pass he had some yardage on, but other than that, it was quiet, and this defense stood up tall today.
Yeah, and look, we said it in the pregame, the way to get to Derrick Henry is get some penetration and get to him before he can get a full head of steam. Jags were ready for him whenever he was coming, and look, it's not a surprise because that's been maybe the strength of the team this year has been the run defense, and it showed up again today. And look, Devin Singletary played well for the second week in a row for Houston, so bring it again next week, man. But this is, at least you got now spring in your step, have a good strong week of practice, and you know how important this game that's on the horizon is.
Couple McManus field goals, and then the Matisic takeaway on special teams.
Nice.
And, all around great day for the Jaguars today in a 34-14 win over the Tennessee Titans. 355 NFL won the number. 355-6351. We will return. Bucky Brooks standing by as well. We'll take your calls after a Jaguars win. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio. Headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, CSI Companies partners with leading organizations across the country to deliver workforce solutions. As a proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars, CSI crafts personalized operations to fuel the success of businesses, both big and small. Whether it's finding the right talent for a job or seamlessly managing a project from start to finish, CSI has over 3 decades of experience in getting the job done. This is your workforce solutions reimagined. Visit CSICompanies.com.
Tackle your marketing needs with Kessler Creative. Providing direct mail services for more than a decade, Kessler has a wide range of services from small mailers to large banners and signs. Draft Kessler as your first pick to receive the best targeted mail list. Elevate your business and be on the winning team with Kessler Creative. Kessler Creative, results-driven marketing and proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium, because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
For us, treating cancer is personal. We're Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center, and we know that every patient is unique. So you'll have a plan created by world-renowned doctors and tailored to your needs. And everyone here will support you every step of the way, so you're physically, emotionally, and spiritually strong for the journey. Don't face cancer with anything less than the team at Baptist MD Anderson. Locations in downtown, Baptist South, and Clay. Visit BaptistMDAnderson.com.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the MyGate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Scoreboard Show continues. 355-NFL-1, the number 355-6351. Your calls coming up. Phone lines are wide open. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks from the Hyundai Studios after Jaguars win 34-14. All is calm in Jaguar land after a tough loss last week to San Francisco. A lot of criticism of a lot of things. Kind of quiet after this one. Jaguars play a complete game. Bucky Brooks with us now. And, I argue it's their most complete game of the season so far, Buck.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the most connected we've seen the team, offense, defense, special teams, in terms of the way they contributed. The energy was great. The offense got going, but the defensive came out, set the tone. And look, they should have. I mean, it was a rookie quarterback who has his own struggles, and they didn't allow him to kind of have an impact on the game because they were able to take care of Derrick Henry.
Easy enough. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously priority number one on defense is to slow him down. And once you slowed him down, it was, it was race to the quarterback.
Yeah, it was done. And you could see very, very early that Will Levis was having a tough time. The constant pre-snap movement, post-snap adjustments, like he never could crack the code. And they tried to do a bunch of different things to make it easy for him, quick screens and all of that. But the Jags were on it. And when the Jazz are locked in, they can be a really good team. We still haven't seen them play at their best, but this was maybe a little glimpse of what they could be when they put it all together.
What did you make of the performance of the offensive line after last week?
Oh, look, man, I think they bounced back in splendid fashion. They did a really good job of controlling the point of attack. They made the game easy for Trevor Lawrence because he wasn't hit. He was able to throw from a clean pocket. They also helped in terms of coaches moving him, getting him on the move. So that all worked. And so overall, it was a pretty good performance. I mean, it still could be better because it took the quarterback a long time to kind of get into his rhythm. But overall, not a bad day for the Jags.
Yeah, not a bad day on any front, really. Last week, you kind of talked about that intensity, that energy that might have been missing at the beginning of the game, right? Doug Pederson talked about it. You were down there on the sideline. Was it noticeable when they came out today how different it was?
Yeah, they were edgy. The team was noticeably different than they were the previous week. Doug Pederson talked in the post-game presser about how important it was for the guys to kind of understand the moment and how they have to come out and play. But then talking to Fourier and some of the other guys, they kind of knew coming off of that performance that they needed to play. They didn't play well, didn't like how they felt. I'm certainly sure they heard about it all week. So they came out with a different level of focus, and you can feel that.
You could feel that out of Doug Pederson earlier in the week, too. I mean, he was – and I think he sets the tone of just –
that was grumpy.
Embarrassing last
week.
They don't want to put that out there.
Yeah, he was grumpy coach. And so grumpy coach got it out of him. He still kind of had some of that edge post-game sitting down. He understands how the team needs to play. And I think this team next week, they'll be fired up. They let that one go here. They're really upset about it. And I think they're looking forward to the opportunity to go back and kind of make that one right.
We'll see. Phone lines open. 355-NFL-1, 355-6351. Get in now.
They're celebrating.
Yeah, there's nothing to.
Yeah, I mean, look. I will say about 7 minutes left. There was a mass exodus. People wanted to get outside. I felt like maybe they were 2-for-1 pops that they were selling outside.
It's a nice day. Enjoy the last of the sunshine.
It was warm. It was a nice day to kind of go back out and tailgate, do it all over again, pre and post tailgate.
It's a pretty good day.
Real good day.
You get both of those in.
Yeah, no drama in the game. Like you knew what it was. It just matter how it was going to finish up by the spread, but it was a good day.
Here's one thing I'm curious for Jaguar fans who've been doubting Press Taylor, and that comes with the territory. When the offense struggles, the offensive coordinator comes under fire. How do you feel today after a 30-plus point performance when the Jags were as efficient as they were?
Yeah, no, I feel a lot better about what we had a chance to see today. Players over plays. And so you saw the pecking order. I find it funny. Doug always talks about the offense is best when it runs through 13 and 17. Then everyone else fends off of that. So you saw Christian Kirk have success early. You saw Evan Ingram get his plays. Calvin Ridley wins on those isolation routes. Whenever they can get one-on-one in a favorable matchup, the ball goes to him. But the key to it all, in a funny way, is Zay Jones. Because when Zay Jones is on the field, not only about having the calming influence, but he kind of takes the top off the defense, opens it up for everyone underneath. I never would have thought that he would be kind of the Jenga piece that the offense needs to be able to play at a high level. But it's apparent when he's on the field, the offense operates at a different level than when he's off the field.
Plenty ahead. Your calls, 355-NFL-1, 355-6351 after a Jaguars win over the Tennessee Titans 34-14. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Facing cancer takes a lot of determination, strength, and support. And you'll get it all at Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center. Determination from world-renowned doctors, giving you specialized treatment with cutting-edge technology and research. Strength and support from a dedicated team, caring for you completely, during and after treatment. Don't face cancer with anything less than the team at Baptist MD Anderson. Appointments available at baptistmdanderson.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The game may be over, but the excitement is just beginning. The Jaguars played a great game, and J-Tech is proud to be part of a community that supports our team. But before we go, let's take a moment to talk about an important part of our community, tradesmen and women. J-Tech believes that everyone deserves the opportunity to learn valuable skills and build a successful career. They're proud to support the Jaguars and our community by offering high-quality trades education. Learn more at jtech.org.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in New Orleans and Pittsburgh. Watch them win in Houston and Nashville. All the other Jaguars games are just one short connection away. And if airport parking has you stressed, be sure to visit the Jax Airport website before traveling to the terminal. On it, you'll find information about the status of on-airport parking in real time. See if your favorite areas are available or if you need to call an audible. Visit flyjax.com for more information. Restaurant Orsay is a bustling French-American bistro focusing on classic French techniques with their chefs incorporating a traditional Southern influence. Celebrate life's special moments or just relax and enjoy their daily happy hour, weekend brunch, and nightcap on Friday and Saturdays from 10 until midnight. Restaurant Orsay, located in historic Avondale, 3630 Park Street. Visit www.restaurantorsay.com. Calling all junior fire chiefs. Parents, register for your child to win the ultimate Jaguars game day experience. Cheering on the Jags from the brand new Firehouse Subs fire truck at Everbank Stadium, flashing the fire truck lights when the Jags score. As honorary junior fire chief of the game, your child will receive a Firehouse Subs gift, and the whole family will receive 4 tickets and a parking pass to a home game this season. Visit jaguars.com/sweepstakes to enter to win today. See website for terms and conditions.
Welcome back to Scoreboard Show continues. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks at the Hyundai Studios after a Jaguars win 34-14 over the Tennessee Titans. 355-NFL-1, the number. 904-355-6351. What you got, Mike?
Oh, we got a bunch of them now. They're ready to go. Just a little squeaky wheel action. They're ready to go. We've got Chris in St. Augustine who wants to weigh in first on the Scoreboard Show. Hi, Chris. How are you?
What's happening, fellas? Duval! Oh, man. Big win. Big win. Obviously, we know next week's even bigger, but it seems like that Dearness Johnson's a clear-cut number 2 here for us. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it feels that way, right? I mean, they gave Tank some carries late in the game. One of that short yardage to get it on, what was that, 4th and 1, right? But, yeah, I mean, Dearness Johnson's the number 2 guy, right?
Oh, I think he's clearly number 2. Yeah. I think there's a trust factor that you have with him that you can't give to the rookie right away, but Johnson and Travis kind of splitting the load, guys playing, like doing, I would say, executing the plays that fit their skill set. You notice that Travis ran off the tackle, ran on the edges. You saw Dearness Johnson do a little more stuff. I think it kind of has to be that yin and yang when it comes to the way they split the carries in the backfield.
Well, he was smart, right? You gave 16 carries to the other backs today. I mean, because you had a big lead. Why get Travis Etienne beat up? You know you're going to need his explosive breakaway ability as the season plays out. But I like the fact that they gave Dearness basically the opening drive of the second half. You know what I mean, Bucky? Instead of like, here's a play here, a play there, a couple in a row, that gave him a chance to get in his own rhythm, which he hasn't really had an opportunity to get in with the Jags.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be part of a bigger trend going forward where they split the load. Maybe it's not 50-50, but maybe it's 60-40, right. Travis and Dearness Johnson. And giving him a full series, I think it makes it easier for the play caller to say, hey, Dearneson's a game, let's go off this part of the play sheet and allow him to kind of get going. The same when you have Travis. I like it. I think the more they can beef up the running game, the better it's going to be for the offense.
The bigger issue is Etienne, 3.7 yards carry, Johnson, 2.9, Bigsby, 2.3. So it's still – you know,
I mean, it's not
the
great.
volume was split up, but they got to get more productive on a per-carry basis.
Yeah, more production is going to be needed. But really, when it comes to offensive football, attempts matter more than yards. The attempts make the defense play honest, and it creates the bootleg opportunities, the play-action passing opportunities where they can push the ball down the field. There has to be a credible threat of the run, so now you can take advantage of those one-on-one chances that you'll get to Calvin Ridley and Zay Jones and others pushing it down the field.
All right, let's get back to the lines. 355 NFL 1. Teron is in Middleburg, and he joins us next. What's up, Teron?
Hey, how you doing, guys? I love the 10XL family. I'm just leaving the game now. I am excited. I just want to leave this for the fans out there. Look, keep showing up. Keep getting hyped. I was in section 403 today, and I tried to start up the wave for the whole stadium. We did pretty well, but look, we're going to turn it up a little bit better next time for Monday Night Football. I need everybody that's at the bars and everything. Look, when you watching the games, turn up for your town, man. So that's all I have to say. Thanks to you, thanks to the team, Doug, Pederson, and I guess Press Teller today. So, look, I just want to leave that to you guys. I'll take the rest off of the air. Thank you.
Thanks, Teron. By the way, you are part of the 1010XL family, all of you out there in the listening audience as well. And he's a real one, man. If you're up in 403, you know, you're not bougie. You're getting in there and you're screaming your head off all day.
Yeah, and you know what? That seemed to work today. The crowd, we were in here in studio all game, but they affected parts of this game today.
It was loud. It was noticeably different than in previous weeks. It was loud. You could tell that the crowd came to make an impact. It's a bitter rival, the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, it was good. And to beat them down from the beginning, that's the way it should be whenever they come to the bank.
And I don't know. I don't. He said he wasn't successful in the wave from 403.
He said he got it started a little bit. He needs there. We need more practice, I think, is what he's indicating. He's trying to do his part, is what he's telling you. He's up there in 403. Next time, Cincinnati, next home game's that Monday nighter, right? So watch 403. Watch for Teron to try to get things started on Monday night. Why not?
It's a couple of weeks away.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Let's come back in a moment. Plenty more ahead. Plenty of time for your calls. We got about 30 minutes left in the program. After Jaguars win 34-14 over the Titans, it's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
If you're facing cancer, you want a dedicated team working for you. At Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center, we only focus on cancer. And we partner with one of the largest cancer centers in the world. So you'll have a specialized treatment plan created by our experienced and highly trained oncologists and surgeons, collaborating with one of the country's leading cancer centers. Best of all, we're in North Florida with locations in downtown, Baptist South, and Clay. Appointments at BaptistMDAnderson.com.
Hey, Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic looking for a parking space? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to Everbank Field is on JTA's Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 5 locations around Jacksonville. Passes start at $10 and are available exclusively on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit JTAFLA.com for full details. The JTA Game Day Express, where you're winning before the game even starts. Your Game Day Express is sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens.
As the official supermarket of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Publix is helping fans gear up for game day with the limited-time Jaguars sub. Piled high with hot deli chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, cheddar cheese, coleslaw, and barbecue mayonnaise on a white sub roll. The Jaguars sub is an easy, delicious meal for any fan. Make it an ultimate game day by ordering the Jaguars sub online for in-store pickup. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Everyone circle up. I know it looks rough out there. Sure, we're down 24-6, but we came here to play differently. We need a game changer. Something like Ring Central, the business phone system that's more than a phone. I want you to communicate like you can talk to anyone, anywhere, all from the same app. Now get out there and play like you're using Ring Central.
Ring Central. Simpler communications.
Headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, CSI Companies partners with leading organizations across the country to deliver workforce solutions. As a proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars, CSI crafts personalized operations to fuel the success of businesses, both big and small. Whether it's finding the right talent for a job or seamlessly managing a project from start to finish, CSI has over 3 decades of experience in getting the job done. This is your Workforce Solutions reimagined. Visit CSICompanies.com.
Hey, it's Salem from Travel Camp RV, the official RV dealer of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I wanted to personally invite you to come shop with us. With locations throughout the Southeast, we're likely not far from you. We offer the nation's top RV brands. You can expect value pricing from the get-go and guaranteed best financing options. You can also find us online at travelcamp.com. Our mission is simple, to help more families make more great memories in an RV. Travel Camp RV. We've had the pleasure of doing this since 1982.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
We're back. It's a 34-14 win for the Jaguars over the Tennessee Titans, and this is the Scoreboard Show from the Hyundai Studios at Everbank Stadium. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Bucky Brooks, and your calls, 355-NFL-1, 355-6351. They're pouring in now, Mike.
They are, and they're happy. And why shouldn't they be, right? I so much prefer the Scoreboard Show this way than what we had. Well, and look, well-deserved last week. Plenty of criticism to go around. There's just about as much praise to go around, right? Like last week, we say, hey, it's no one guy. It's this, it's that, it's the other thing. Well, today it was this, that, the other thing. That was all positive for the Jags. 4 penalties, Bucky, for 29 yards. Right? You only allowed 1 sack, and that was the one where Trevor ran out of bounds. Yeah, I went back and double-checked on that. So nothing where he got tackled to the ground today on any dropbacks, no turnovers, very efficient, 75% completion percentage, super efficient. Like those running numbers would be a little more explosive, but Bucky tell you it's all about the carries anyway. So, they got their carries in.
They did.
They got 30 of them on those running backs.
They got the carries in, which was very important.
Clutch.
You're able to get that going, and as long as we can kind of just show a little bit of a hint of the run, we can slow down that pass rush. Don't want those guys in their tracks.
That's helpful. That is helpful. All right, let's go back out to it. I believe we've got Sterling in St. Augustine next up here on the Scoreboard Show at 355 NFL1. What's up, Sterling?
What's up?
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up? I just want to say, hello?
Hey, you're on the air.
Yeah, you're on the air.
What's up?
All right, awesome. All right, I just want to say what a great game. I was there at the game. Like, what a great game. We put on points, even though I was trying to get 40, but I'll take it all day. But what a performance by Trevor Lawrence, even ETN, and like Calvin Ridley had a ball-out game. Even our defense, stopping them, especially on the run, stopped Derrick Henry. It was amazing.
Thanks for the call. Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Duval.
Duval.
Yeah.
This guy, he wanted to make sure he got it in.
Get it
Before you
in.
cut him off again,
I apologize,
JP.
but he wanted 40. I mean, it
Duval.
wasn't perfect. They could have got 40.
If they got 40, we got the full throat of Duval. But we got Duval. That's
I'll
right.
bet Sterling on that.
I'm glad he enjoyed it, man. You know,
what's not to enjoy?
That's what it's all about, though, right? Like a packed house, vocal fans, arch rival, beat down, first place, sun shining. We got Trevor.
Not much tension.
Life's good, man.
Yeah, it was like in the bag kind of
early.
Yeah. You know, if you want to leave with 7 minutes left, it's not that you're disgusted. You're just trying to beat some traffic. You got
traffic, man.
You got 30-plus points in. You're good.
Trying to finish out the cooler in the
what
parking
we
lot.
doing? Why we got to see it?
You got like 30 running back carries.
Fifth
What
quarter's
else
gonna
do
be
we
on the
need?
scoreboard, trying to get a good spot. You know, like what we doing?
All right, let's go back out to George in Mandarin checking in next on the Scoreboard Show. George, you're live on the air. Go ahead, please.
Oh, man, that was awesome. Anytime you can beat Tennessee 3 times in a row, you can't beat that. Trevor did a great job running the ball. Thought he should have ran it on 3rd and 1 whenever we did have to kick the field goal. Thank God they threw the ball to Calvin Ridley. Welcome back, Zay Jones. And that was one of the worst calls ever when Chason hit the quarterback. Other than that, it was one of my most favorite games ever. The fans were getting after it, and I can't wait till we beat the Texans and get back in there and be super, super loud against the Bengals on Monday night in front of the whole world. Go Jags. Duval!
Duval! I'll give you one. Don't worry about me, George. I appreciate that. He's right, man. Let's get back here on Monday Night Football. It's going to be a scene. But, you know, that's a good point, though, about the chase-on penalty.
Oh, man.
4 penalties for 29 yards. 15 of them were bogus, right? So you're like, wow, that is about as clean a game as you could play. And that, Bucky, if they don't get that, they're punting. Like, it's the next play that he hits Hopkins for the touchdown, right? They may shut him out today, right? Because at that point,
I mean, that gave them life. Flipped the field, and they came back with the trick play.
Right, and then the defense is like, all right, you know, it's not as critical. We've given up a score, whatever.
Yeah, they definitely let up off the gas because prior to that moment, prior to the penalty, they gave them life and gifted them a first down.
What did you think of that when you watched? From your vantage point, were you able to get a clean look at Chason bringing him down?
Like, come on, like I watched it live and then I watched it on the replay.
He tackled.
It was a normal play. There was nothing excessive or egregious about the play. It's just that referee decided to call. They want to err on the side of caution when it comes to the quarterback. But I don't know. I thought it was a terrible penalty.
Well, today's the kind of day if we're going to get a bogus 15-yarder, whatever, dropping the bucket. Maybe it matters to the defense because they wanted that shutout. But
it mattered to Caleb too if he gets a piece of mail this week too. You know,
I guess, man.
They're doling out fines lately for stuff like that.
They are. That's a pass the hat one right there. You know, like if you do it, if you target somebody, you're on your own, buddy. But you tackle the quarterback to the ground. Normal football play.
Normally I hear what you say, pass the hat around, or somebody sometimes will just pick up the fine for you. That would be a better way back in the old days.
Hey, Jaguars get it done, though, 34-14 the final score, and, not much to really chew through today. I mean, everything smooth, defense especially. Quarterback play was very good, and Calvin Ridley back in the mix and back in the end zone for the first time, Bucky, since London. He had 2 touchdown receptions today. He scored last in the Wembley game against the Atlanta Falcons, his former team. And had been kind of mixed results since then. Never really been able to hop over the top, but he finally got his 3rd 100-yard game of this season and the 14th in his career today. And can he build on this? How does he?
No, I think it has to be the same approach. You have to kind of intentionally think about including him in the game plan. And they took advantage of some one-on-one opportunities that they had. He made them pay for playing him one-on-one. And I think it has to continue to be a little bit of everything. I don't expect him to go over 100 yards every game, but he certainly can be a big playmaker for them. Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram have to set the table to allow Calvin Ridley to eat.
Got to set the table. And
Yeah,
that's what it
an
is.
appropriate week for that.
It is. Certainly it is. Hey, the running game, we talked about all the carries and all that, but is that something still pass first offense for you? You still lean on that first moving ahead, or is it still week to week? Let's see who we're lining up against, and what's the feel against Houston next week in your eyes?
Well, I think it still always has to run through number 16. You run the game through your quarterback, but he plays much better when he's able to do some complements to a running game, RPO game. So out of your shotgun, running RPOs, out of pistol, running the naked bootlegs and those things off complementary run action. Those things fit Trevor Lawrence's wheelhouse. Yeah, you can try and expand it, but I don't know. I think in these big games, man, you want to keep it simple for your players so they know exactly what they're doing. Executions at a high level, and they play their best.
Yeah, look, I agree with all that, and I just think Doug Pederson philosophically is a pass-first guy, and that's where the league is on top of that. And it's not like it'd be one thing if Etienne was averaging 5 yards a carry like he did last year, and then we'd say, hey, need to maybe focus on that a little bit more. Like I said, it's keeping him honest right now. We've scored touchdowns on the ground. All that's been good, but yeah, Doug and Press, I think, want to sling the ball around a lot, and we saw that today.
Yeah, we did see it. They want to throw it, and they want to throw it. If they could throw it 40, 45 times, they will do it. But he has to make sure he completes a high percentage, because if you're going to throw it that much, the efficiency rate has to go up when it comes to completion rate, pass rate. He can't turn the ball over. He's turned the ball over so much the last 5-6 games. I can see the reluctance to kind of let him just air it out.
We're back in a moment. One more timeout. Final chance to get your calls in and your voice heard after a Jaguars win over the Titans. And we'll preview next week as well. The Houston Texans await. They will entertain the Jaguars at NRG Stadium next week. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio. Scoreboard Show continues. Final few moments here. The fifth quarter is ahead in just a little bit as well, and we'll get their thoughts. If you don't get in here, you can get in there as well. The Jaguars get it done today, 34-14 over the Tennessee Titans. Jags now 7-3, a game ahead of Houston. Of course, the Texans beat the Jags back in week 3 here in Jacksonville, an all-around struggle for the Jags that week. It's a long time ago. And do we have phone calls? Oh, let's turn on Mike. We'll get let's turn on your mic, Mike, and then we'll get the phone calls next. What do you got?
All right, let's go to Ray in Denver. I believe he checked in last week. I bet he's feeling better about things this time around. Ray, you're on the Scoreboard Show. Go ahead.
Ray, you're on the air, man. What's up?
Hey there. A quick question. Fred said something earlier that I thought was really interesting, where he said effectively that we today we're kind of showing the team that we could be, the elite team that we could be. And I'm wondering, do you all feel that we have the tools to be at that level? Or is there something more that we need? I mean, are there positions that we need to fill? Are there skill sets that we need to have? I'm really excited about where the Jags are now, and I'm looking for them to be a force going forward. And I'm just wondering if you think that we've got what it takes to do that.
Okay. Bucky, who won the Super Bowl last year? Kansas City, right? How's their wide receiver core? You think they could use an upgrade?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. I mean, so no matter how elite you are, there's always something that nobody's perfect across the board.
Yeah.
I think the Jags are, in my opinion, if they're playing up to their capability and they're healthy, they can go toe-to-toe with anybody that they're likely to see in the playoff picture. Does that guarantee that they'll beat them? No. Only one team wins the Super Bowl every year, but elite, people get hung up on that label. I think they're good enough to make a run in the postseason. I'll put it that way. How about you?
Yeah, no, they're definitely good enough to make a run. But as we saw last year, it's really important where you can get these tournament games. If you can get a higher seed and you can play multiple games at home,
Sure.
It gives you a chance to make a deep run. That's what they're playing for, and that's the evolution. That's the next step. The next step is not worrying about winning the division. That should be a given. The next step is how can we put ourselves in a position where we have favorable seeding going into the tournament.
Let's take a time out. Our final break. We'll come back with more of your calls in the final 15 minutes or so of the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
Brooks Rehabilitation is hiring nurses who want to be empowered as advocates, educators, care coordinators, and leaders in exceptional patient care. They have open RN, LPN, HHA, and CNA positions across their inpatient, skilled nursing, and home health care settings. Join their nationally recognized team, where you'll serve as a central team member doing what you do best, providing exceptional patient care. Apply at careers.brooksrehab.org. Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in New Orleans and Pittsburgh. Watch them win in Houston and Nashville. All the other Jaguars games are just one short connection away. And if airport parking has you stressed, be sure to visit the Jax Airport website before traveling to the terminal. On it, you'll find information about the status of on-airport parking in real time. See if your favorite areas are available or if you need to call an audible. Visit flyjax.com for more information. Tackle your marketing needs with Kessler Creative. Providing direct mail services for more than a decade, Kessler has a wide range of services from small mailers to large banners and signs. Draft Kessler as your first pick to receive the best targeted mail list. Elevate your business and be on the winning team with Kessler Creative. Kessler Creative, results-driven marketing and proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars. As the official ticket marketplace of the Jacksonville Jaguars and the NFL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game. Whether you're cheering on the Jaguars at home or away, Ticketmaster has you covered. With Ticketmaster's interactive seat map, you'll get a 360-degree preview of your seat, so you can make sure you've got the best view of those pivotal plays. Plus, the Ticketmaster app makes it easy to sell or transfer tickets if your plans change. And mobile tickets make getting in on game day a breeze. Find tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars. That's Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars. Calling all junior fire chiefs. Parents, register for your child to win the ultimate Jaguars game day experience. Cheering on the Jags from the brand new Firehouse Subs fire truck at Everbank Stadium, flashing the fire truck lights when the Jags score. As honorary junior fire chief of the game, your child will receive a Firehouse Subs gift, and the whole family will receive 4 tickets and a parking pass to a home game this season. Visit Jaguars.com/sweepstakes to enter to win today. See website for terms and conditions.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Final 15 minutes or so of the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Bucky Brooks. Your calls, 355-NFL-1. If you don't get in here, the fifth quarter is next, and we've got some folks on the line. Mike, what you got?
We do. I just wanted to – we're just talking about the kind of the playoff picture on the break there amongst ourselves. So I want to say, despite the ugly loss last week, Baltimore, who is yet to have a bye, is the only team in the AFC with more wins than the Jags currently have right now.
Correct.
So, that's pretty good spot to be in at 7-3.
And quickly, Bucky, think about the way the dynamic has changed over the next 3 weeks. Obviously, the Texans are what they're doing. They've won now 3 in a row. But then Cincinnati doesn't have a quarterback right now. The Browns don't have their quarterback either. And those 2 weeks have changed dramatically from what we thought even just a few days ago.
Yeah, it changed dramatically. We're optimistic that no matter what that team showed up with, if those teams showed up with their franchise quarterbacks, we would have been able to knock them off. But now they're playing with backups. It changes the equation a little bit. But this is the way the season is lining up. Knock on wood, the Jaguars have a chance to really do some good stuff down the stretch to put themselves in a situation where they can have a nice seed, have a home game, maybe 2 home games.
Yeah.
In the tournament, that would be a huge deal.
By the way, the opponent next week has got a lot to play for. The Texans currently 6th in the AFC playoff picture. So there you go. Jags, Pittsburgh is 7th, so the Jags have beaten them, obviously. Cleveland won today on their defense. That's still going to be a tough game.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think,
there's no doubt.
I mean, they beat San Fran with P.J. Walker at quarterback.
I mean, look, they beat Pittsburgh today with DTR at quarterback,
That's
rookie
right.
at quarterback. They were able to do it. Their defense is lights out. That's the thing. Their defense is not going to change.
Their defense is really good, but we're not going to roll Kenny Pickett out there either.
No.
And I watched him today, and that wasn't a choice performance. All right, let's go to the phones one more time here, or a couple more times.
Don't like Kenny.
Jim
Wow,
didn't like
all right.
Kenny
Did
Pickett.
you see him dirt the ball? It was terrible.
Man, whoa.
I mean, Kenny do to you.
No, I mean, I know.
Nothing. I mean, the
no
Jags
planning.
just treated him like the little kid that, the little brother. Thomas in Arlington is next up on the Scoreboard Show. What's going on, Thomas?
Yes, hello, everybody, and thanks for receiving my call. I didn't see the game, but I predicted that the Jaguars would bounce back. My hats off to them, and congratulations for treating the fans real good after a loss like that. They just need to continue to treat every game as a playoff, learn from their loss, and keep on booking. But be serious. Every game is a playoff right now. They can only get better. Thanks for taking my call, and y'all have a good night.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Great prediction.
Yeah.
That they would bounce back.
Keep predicting those things.
They certainly did, and they I think they proved. I don't know if they proved a lot to everybody or whatever. They just had to play better football. They went out and did it.
They need, to me, I mean, the emphatic way they did it, I think, showed a little something, right? I would have been happy with a 1-point win. Right? I really would have. Just that today was so important to win that game, keep the division record as good as possible with that matchup with Houston on the horizon. But they performed a lot better than that. Is it Shrisay in St. Augustine? I think we have up next. Shrisay, hello.
Yeah, that's me. How do we feel about Trevor Lawrence's inconsistent playing? Some games he plays great, some games he turns the ball over, and he's in his 3rd year now. How do we feel about that?
How do you feel about it?
I mean, I think it's but he just needs to be more consistent throughout the games, because those bad games against good teams, those are going to cost us if we want to win a Super Bowl.
It's fair. Today was a good day, really good day for him, coming off what he said was probably one of the worst days of his career last week.
It was terrible. It sucked last week.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just what it is. Just being real about the situation. He didn't play well, so he bounced back. He was better today, but I would say he needs to be even better next week. This was what I would call a B performance, very good.
What was left out there?
Oh, I mean, we left shot zone. You talk about trying to blow him out the building. You had an opportunity to hit Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, underthrew those guys. There were some other opportunities there. If we're going to maximize the potential, we gotta cash the lottery tickets every time the numbers come up.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with it. I'm pretty happy with the way he played overall, though. I'll take 75% with the 4 touchdowns. But I know what you're saying, because it didn't matter today. Maybe it could have been 6 touchdowns today, and what difference does it make when you're blowing the opponent out? And look, even if you watch Mahomes week in, week out, he's not having the same kind of typical Patrick Mahomes year, right? I mean,
and that's what should give us a lot of confidence. They're not the Kansas City Chiefs, are not the same team that they were. They're better defense than they've been in the past, but offensively, they're not putting up the kind of points that we haven't even scratched the surface on how good we could be. So what you're trying to do is nudge Trevor Lawrence from good to great as a player, because as he becomes more comfortable and confident, then this offense can explode, because the weapons are there. It's just a matter of really putting it together offensively.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the overall point for me is that rare is it that a quarterback, even an elite one, goes through a season where he almost doesn't have a bobble. Like Jalen Hurts was nearly that last year, right? And then he got hurt at the end, and they lost a couple of games, and he has the one fumble in the Super Bowl, and that's maybe the difference. And
it is the difference. They were on their way to rolling the Chiefs. He fumbles in it, and it tipped the game back in their favor.
My point being, if you're waiting for Trevor Lawrence to never show any inconsistency, I don't know if it'll ever happen. I mean, rare. Maybe you put a season together where you feel like you've not left much out there on the field, but Mahomes' interception numbers are up this year. It's a product of he's got different pieces around him right now, but they're playing much better defense. Nobody's going to care if you win in the postseason if Trevor Lawrence, at least I won't, he can go 5 for 25 passing. The Jags have one more point at the end of the day. We can talk about how we overcame Trevor Lawrence's bad day at the office, but
it is funny. It is
nice
funny
to see the bounce back.
No, but it is funny, like how just the expectations and the standard has changed. I mean, a year ago we were clamoring just to have a winning team, and now we're talking about 7-3, but the sky is falling because Trevor isn't.
The numbers aren't perfect.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, and you want those expectations and the standard to kind of move up, but 7-3, you're right in the thick of where you need to be. So everyone kind of calm down. We'll be all right.
Like Calvin Ridley said this week. Yeah, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
He was right.
That's exactly what he said this week. That's a quote from Calvin Ridley.
We'll be all right.
We'll be all right.
We won 5 in a row. Like, he's
right.
Yo,
he's lost his
the same record here.
6-3 is good.
Right.
It's a good
loss
record.
Is a loss, man. And they do count the same. It just, Jag fans living with it for a week got to flush that out of their system.
Man, people nervous, like walking around the building, people all nervous on whether we can win or not and all that other stuff.
Look, you lose by 31, man. Nervous. It is the NFL. Look, this Texans team that is so red hot right now, who's the last team they lost to? The Carolina freaking Panthers, who've won one game. That was it. Right? So if you think the Tennessee Titans can't beat you, I don't think that's true. If you don't play, the Jags played up to their capabilities today, and when they do that, Tennessee's not going to be a match for them, but that's not a guarantee. So Bucky felt it was. Hey, look.
No, I'm just saying.
You lose by 31, I think you start questioning a lot of things.
Guys, well, Jim Harbaugh talks about guys eating chicken because chicken's a nervous animal, bird.
Well, he came off that, actually. He came off that because I think he owns some chickens now. He's actually in this press conference last week. He actually came off that. In the strange press conference when he was talking, there was 2 or 3 other things in there. Nervous bird.
Nervous bird.
But you know what? This is also an organization, a fan base that hasn't had this type of early success in a long, long time. This level of success, and they just want to see this thing through, I think, the right way. What? Just saying.
Nah, I get it. Like, I get it, but, like, come on.
It's okay to be good.
At some point, yes, it's okay. Don't be afraid to be great.
It's okay to be great.
It's okay to be good. We can be good. Have a little confidence and swag. We ain't got to worry about the skies falling the next week.
Coming off 31-point loss, I don't think it's the time to go, no big.
It's all right. That's what they did this week.
They did, but until they do that, there you go.
How do you feel about next week's matchup? Our final thoughts here, Bucky. The
Jaguars
this is the fun stuff.
This is the fun stuff. This is the fun stuff. Like, this is what you live for. Like, you live for big games. Like, you live for games that matter. And just the sense that I got, like Doug Pederson is ready. I think Trevor Lawrence will be ready. He's heard all the noise. They'll be fired up and ready to go. You won't have any issue getting the team ready to play next week against the Texans. I think this is what you want to have. You want to have, like, these marquee games where you're playing good teams and all that other stuff.
Well, they got some marquee games coming up. That's for darn sure this week, and then Monday Night Football for the first
Monday
time.
Night should be funny.
First time since 2011, the Jaguars have played on Monday Night Football.
Good gracious!
How about that?
Man, that's
they have not been on it at all. They have not been on the schedule for it at all.
But see, that's why it's important. You want to win. You want to win coming up against the Texans. So then, when they come, like, bright lights, big stage. Jake Browning may be coming.
Yeah, come on down.
A lot of people
and
excited
then
A.J. McCarron.
Bring them back, dust them all
Come
off.
on down. Joe Flacco. Sign
Come on
it. Go
down.
ahead,
Anybody,
sign
bring
it.
whoever it is.
Yes.
Come get this work.
Come get this work, he says. Then at Cleveland after that. And then, of course, the Baltimore Ravens come to town for Sunday Night Football, which the Jaguars haven't had since 2008.
Good.
True Sunday Night Football NBC game.
Jeez.
Think about that.
Man. Like, yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Don't get all nervous over here. Like, Dimp, I know Dimp is going to be there. I don't want you to be the nervous guy. You can't be the nervous guy. Like, don't be over here like the sky's falling.
My hand doesn't shake.
Yeah, don't be all nervous.
I've seen enough where this hand doesn't shake.
I picked him to win. I picked him to win last week, too. So
Did you?
Yeah, I picked him to win last week. What, you didn't? Were you nervous?
No, I was nervous.
Nervous bird. It's a nervous bird.
I picked him. I didn't know you picked him.
Never eat a nervous bird.
Yeah, I thought I was a lone wolf. I thought I was the only one that thought they were going to walk in.
think we've had enough tonight. Bucky, safe travels. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, hey, be careful now. Be careful with that turkey. I don't want you all sleepy next week when you're on the thing, like all the leftovers and stuff. I need you fully energized when we're talking about the mighty Texans and all.
Is turkey a nervous bird?
No, it should be.
It should be.
You know it's coming.
They have to know. Yeah, they know it's coming. You know it's coming at some point. They know.
The odds are not in their favor.
Yeah, not in their favor. Not in their favor.
Not this week, especially.
Yeah.
That's Bucky Brooks. That's Mike Dempsey. Thanks to our entire crew as well. Donna Murphy, the Fortunato clan, and Tony Smith. Thank you for listening as well. The fifth quarter is coming up next. They'll take more of your calls after a Jaguars win 34-14 over the Tennessee Titans. And this has been the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.